Your offseason, would you spend it training or would you focus on?
Which offseason? The first one or this last one? I'm saying like this, like back in March. Okay, I was up here for the most part. Just working with Dane was up here too. A couple guys, Cam Lewis, just working on everything that we always work on, backpedaling, getting stronger, getting faster. Took some time off, went to a couple places, but it was up here. The weather's perfect in Buffalo, and I didn't want to go back to Arizona. It's 114 out there, so I was out here for the most part.
So you were working with Dane during this portion here. Some people, we know you, but some people may find that interesting that your direct, your competition, you two are working with each other away from the field. What brought that about, and what would you say to people who would maybe be surprised by that?
I think if you know me, you wouldn't really be surprised. Or Dane, we're brothers on this field. Everyone, you guys know the Bills. Everyone's out here. We're a family. Me and Dane been together for this is our second year now, and we're just trying to make each other better. If he's getting better, I'm getting better. Same with T. White. He was up here for a little bit too. All of us working. We're just trying to be the best secondary that we can be. As we know how last season finished, we weren't really happy with that. So we're just trying to do the most for our team while we can. So.
You've overcome a lot, on your way to this point, and everything in terms of competition is nothing new to you. Do you welcome that? What's your outlook on this camp, in addition for that spot?
I feel like it's the same question every year. We're competing. I'm in the most competitive job in America, and if you're not out here competing, if you're not out here having fun, what are you out here for? Dane's a great corner. So is Cam Lewis. So is Nick. So is OG. There's so many guys that they brought in, so many talented guys. You're out here for one reason alone to compete. T. White, we're all chasing 2.7, one of the greatest corners, in my opinion, in the league right now that I've ever seen. So it just pushes you, makes you want to go for more.
When you have a guy like Tre'Davious on one side and he's so good, a lot of times in that situation, the other guy gets kind of overlooked. Do you feel like where you've come from, 35 games, all starts in the NFL, for what you've had to put in for this successful team, do you feel like you get overlooked sometimes, maybe locally or nationally?
I think I never get overlooked because the opinions of others don't really matter to me. I'm a real faithful, spiritual guy, and I know the Lord doesn't overlook me. So I'm straight ahead, and try to do my job on the field the best as I can and keep it pushing.
When you talk about working with Dane and other corners, what has changed about what you look for out of them when you guys are trying to make each other better?
I'm sorry.
When you're working with the other guys in the off season trying to make each other better, have you approached it any differently of what you're watching for to see what they can improve on?
Yeah, me and Dane, we just came off the field having a conversation about his off technique. Me and him came from Bama and Pitt, and we did a lot more pressing. And so me watching T. White really helped me improve my off technique. And I said, bro, it just takes time. It does. And it's taken me, 3-4 years now to really feel comfortable in me being off. And Dane said he's just starting to feel good and being off. So try to help him in that aspect. Like I said, there's no bad blood. There's no beef. We're really out here trying to do the best we can because this is football. 1 year on this team, 1 year on the next. You just want everyone to be as successful as possible.
Clearly you love the competition or you wouldn't be here. But has there been a point anywhere in these 3 years, what you've accomplished, you just think, what more do I got to prove to be the number 2 cornerback here? Do you ever get to that point, what more do I got to do out here?
I think that comes from me not getting scholarships out of high school. I think I'm always trying to prove myself, not getting drafted. I'm always trying to prove myself to myself, not to anyone else, just that I belong here. I'm the best of the best, and it's as simple as that. Not proving to the Bills fans or the Bills media or to the Bills coaches. I prove to myself that I belong here, and I'm one of the best corners in the league.
What have you seen from Rashad?
Goose? Super competitive, and I like that about him. And he's sorry, somebody's getting a FaceTime call. I'm gonna mute that. But he's playing nickel and corner, which makes him versatile, and that's great. We need more guys that can do that, like Saran, like Taryn, just guys that can play whatever they're asked to do. And so he brings a lot of depth. But these guys that they've brought in, they're way further along than what I was when I first got here. As far as the playbook, just understanding what Coach JB is asking for them, they're super advanced and super smart. So I'm glad that they're on this team pushing us.
Levi, I know it's only the third practice of camp this year, but it's your fourth year with this team. Have you sensed anything different on either side of the ball so far in this year's camp?
I think there's a little bit more anger this year and urgency. Obviously, I came back to be with these guys. It was many nights where I was just sick to my stomach about how we ended last year. And I think a lot of guys are still pissed off about that. It's a new year, new team, but you never forget those feelings, And I hate losing more than anything. And I think you just see that in a lot of guys. And it starts with the leadership with Micah and Poyer. In the secondary alone, we've been together for 4 years now. And T. White, Micah, and Trey been together for 5. And it's like, okay, one, this doesn't happen a lot in the league where players are together a lot. But 2, we don't want to look back 7 years from now and let anything, and be like, oh, damn, we should have went harder, or we should have did more drills at the end, or we messed up. You know what I mean? We want to go put our best foot forward this year and put that urgency to test.
Go ahead.
Is there a sense of urgency with that, knowing you don't know how long this good group of players is going to be here together?
Yeah, tomorrow's not promised for anybody, and so when I step on this field, I pray, said, Lord, thank you for my teammates and this amazing opportunity that I have, and let me play for you, and like I said, tomorrow's not promised. With these guys, football is a dangerous sport. You can get hurt any moment, and it'd be taken away from you, so I never take it for granted, and I always try to bring the urgency each and every day while I'm in this job, while I'm in this position.
That emotion is obviously understandable, but from an experience standpoint, having been in a game like the AFC Championship game, having had the run through the end of last season, that sort of thing, what do you take from that in a football sense, in a preparation sense, in terms of knowing what you might have to do to get over the top?
For me personally, I think
whatever.
I don't want to speak for myself. For me personally, I'm no stranger to big games, with championship games and SEC championships, national championship games. I know what it takes, and I feel like even some parts in last year, I didn't bring all that I needed to bring. And I think that's what keeps me up at night. So, like I said, just bringing the dotting your T's and dotting your I's and crossing your T's, to me this year is the most important thing, just being detailed in what I do and what I bring out to this field.
In the off coverage thing, what aspect of your game do you think you've developed the most, in your time here?
Probably my off coverage, to be honest. I couldn't, the way Tre'Davious plays off is not a lot of corners can do that, in the league, not even the best ones. He's the best off coverage corner I've ever seen in my life. And so just watching him and learning from him and asking him questions, at Bama, all we do is press, and that's Saban's philosophy, go up there and challenge. And so just learning how to switch it up, because you're in the NFL, people write books on you, and okay, he likes to press, how we can beat him on press. When you start switching it up, off, bail, press, it makes it harder for the receivers. And just being comfortable in that, and there's still some reps where I'm like, oh, I don't know, how would you play this, T. White? It's always learning from each other. And I think me and my experience for pressing so much helps him too. We like to do a lot of give and take to each other, so it's great.
I don't know how you can answer this without showing technique-wise or anything, so I apologize, but what makes a good off corner? What makes Tre'Davious so good at that technique?
His patience. He's so patient. I think he trusts his speed, for one, but he's also just really patient. Just knowing guys can't really fly by him, where he's just 4'4", 4'3" guy. And for me, I had to get comfortable, I can't play it like T. White. I'm not as fast as him. So I get comfortable, okay, when do I open up? Just not mimicking him because he's a different player than what I am. So just trying to find that balance of how I can be patient, but also aggressive too, like how he is. So just confidence. He has a bunch of confidence. He never thinks about double moves. He plays free out there, and I love that about him. Good seeing you guys.